Although Ali MacGraw's career was soaring at the time, she was reluctant to take on her role in the 1972 film The Getaway. Known for her elegance and thoughtful choices, she hesitated because of the film's reputation for wild, two-fisted action sequences and gritty scenes. Despite her reservations, she was persuaded by the director, Sam Peckinpah, whose intense style promised a powerful story. The movie is based on Jim Thompson's novel from 1958, with a screenplay by Walter Hill. It features a strong cast including Steve McQueen, Ben Johnson, Al Lettieri, and Sally Struthers, all contributing to a tense, high-stakes story centered around daring heists and dangerous criminal pursuits. MacGraw's involvement added a layer of complexity and depth to the film, contrasting her usual roles with the rough, adrenaline-fueled narrative Peckinpah envisioned. Her decision marked a significant shift in her career, pushing her into more action-oriented films and broadening her screen presence. Despite her initial hesitation, her performance helped solidify the film's reputation as a classic in its genre, and showcased her ability to adapt to challenging, gritty roles. After being denied parole, Doc McCoy, played by Steve McQueen, finds himself trapped in a life he wants to escape. Desperate for freedom, he turns to his wife Carol, played by Ali MacGraw, and asks her to help him make a deal with Jack Benyon, a crooked Texan. Benyon is involved in shady deals, and agrees to help them plan a bank heist as one last chance for Doc to get out of prison and start anew. The bank robbery is executed successfully, and at first, everything seems to go as planned. However, the situation soon turns tense when Benyon's men, instead of keeping their word, betray Doc and Carol. This betrayal leaves them on the run, their lives in danger. With law enforcement and other criminals chasing them, Doc and Carol have no choice but to flee across Texas to Mexico. Throughout their journey, the danger increases as they face constant threats from those pursuing them. The betrayals and the dangerous escape test their trust and resilience. They must rely on each other to survive the chaos and stay one step ahead of those out to capture them. The story becomes a tense chase filled with betrayal, danger, and the struggle to find safety before they are caught. Initially, the 1972 movie The Getaway was set to be directed by Peter Bogdanovich, a renowned filmmaker whose work includes the critically acclaimed film The Last Picture Show. Bogdanovich's talent and vision caught the attention of many in Hollywood, especially Steve McQueen, the star of the film, and producer David Foster, who were impressed by his storytelling style and directorial skills. However, despite this promising start, the production faced significant changes in its leadership. Jim Thompson, a well-known writer famous for his crime novels and screenplays, was brought in to develop and write the screenplay for The Getaway. His reputation for gritty, intense stories was seen as a perfect fit for the film's tone and style. Unfortunately, once the process of collaboration began, creative differences surfaced between Jim Thompson and Steve McQueen. These disagreements were serious enough that Thompson was dismissed from the project. At the same time, Bogdanovich, who was originally assigned as director, also left the project due to the fractured creative vision. The exit of both Bogdanovich and Thompson marked a turning point, leading the film to undergo further changes in direction and script, and ultimately shaping its final version. This upheaval in the creative team reflects the often complex nature of film production, where differing visions and styles can cause a project to shift course dramatically before it reaches the screen. After the initial plans for the movie fell through, Walter Hill and Sam Peckinpah eventually took over the writing and directing duties for the 1972 film The Getaway. Principal photography began on February 7, 1972, and was mainly shot on location in Texas. This choice of location gave the film an authentic Western atmosphere, fitting for the story. The movie reunited Steve McQueen with Peckinpah, a director known for his gritty and intense films. McQueen's connection to Peckinpah was strong, and he played a crucial role in bringing the two together for this project. In fact, McQueen recommended Peckinpah to the producer, which helped solidify Peckinpah's involvement. Peckinpah's influence on the film is evident through its raw, violent tone and dynamic action scenes, which reflect his signature style. The collaboration between Hill, Peckinpah, and McQueen created a film that stood out at the time for its intense storytelling and realistic portrayal of crime and escape. From the start of filming in Texas to the final scenes, the movie benefited greatly from the combined talents of these filmmakers and actors, making it a memorable crime thriller of the era. After completing his work on The Getaway, Peckinpah agreed to take on the project because he was given the opportunity to direct his personal film, The Emperor of the North Pole. This was a project close to his heart, and it allowed him to work on a story he cared about deeply. During the planning stages of The Getaway, director Peter Bogdanovich had different ideas for casting. He wanted to cast his girlfriend, Sybil Shepherd, in the role of Carol, hoping that her presence would bring a unique energy to the film. Meanwhile, Peckinpah had his own preferred choices for the female lead. He wanted to work with well-known actresses such as Stella Stevens, Angie Dickinson, or Diane Cannon, preferring actresses with a strong screen presence and talent that could match the intensity of the film's fast-paced story. These casting plans showed the different visions of the directors involved, with Bogdanovich focusing on his relationship and appearance, while Peckinpah prioritized experience and acting ability. Ultimately, these plans reflected the distinct styles and priorities of the filmmakers during the production of the 1972 movie The Getaway. Due to her rising popularity after starring in Love Story, the producers of The Getaway suggested casting Ali MacGraw for her appealing presence and acting talent. They believed she would bring a strong performance to the film and attract audiences with her familiar face. To prevent her from becoming typecast in preppy or romantic roles similar to her previous work, the producers aimed to diversify her acting portfolio by choosing her for this movie. During the filming process, the production team decided to use multiple locations across Texas to give the film an authentic look and feel. Shooting took place in various towns including Huntsville, which provided a classic Texan backdrop, San Marcos, known for its scenic views and small-town atmosphere, San Antonio, with its historic sites and distinctive architecture, and El Paso, offering a desert landscape that enhanced the film's visual appeal. These locations contributed to the rugged and varied environments depicted in the story, helping to create a realistic setting that matched the movie's gritty tone. Filming in these different towns allowed the filmmakers to capture a wide range of Texas scenery, adding depth and authenticity to the film's visual style. Overall, the casting of Ali MacGraw was a strategic decision to improve the film's appeal, and shooting across multiple Texas locations helped to create a memorable backdrop for the story. During the filming of the 1972 movie The Getaway, a romantic relationship blossomed between the lead actors, Steve McQueen and Ali MacGraw. As they spent long hours together on set, their affection for each other grew into a real love affair. This caused a stir outside the film because Ali MacGraw was married at the time, and she eventually decided to leave her husband to be with McQueen. The news of their relationship became a topic of gossip among fans and the media, which worried the film's producers. They feared that the scandal might overshadow the movie itself and affect its success at the box office. Meanwhile, Ali MacGraw faced challenges with her acting during the production. Being relatively new to the Hollywood scene, she was inexperienced and found it difficult to portray her role convincingly at first. Despite her struggles, she developed a good working relationship with the director, which helped her improve her performance. The cast and crew noticed her effort to learn and grow as an actress, even amid the distractions caused by her off-screen romance. The combination of these personal and professional issues added drama to the filming process, shaping the story behind the scenes of The Getaway. While watching the 1972 movie The Getaway, many people focused on the performances of the actors and the direction of the film. MacGraw, who played a major role in the movie, was not entirely happy with her own acting. Despite her dissatisfaction with her performance, she still enjoyed the film as a whole and appreciated the story and the work that went into making it. Her feelings about her acting did not take away from her overall positive impression of the movie. On the other hand, the director Sam Peckinpah faced difficulties during filming because he was drinking more alcohol than usual. His increased drinking caused problems on the set, leading to tension among the cast and crew. These issues sometimes affected the filming process and made it harder to keep everything running smoothly. Things became even more tense between Peckinpah and Steve McQueen, who starred in the film. The two men had heated arguments that sometimes turned aggressive. One of the most notable incidents was when McQueen, angry during a disagreement, threw a champagne bottle at Peckinpah. This act showed how intense and emotional the conflicts had become, and reflected the stress behind the scenes. The movie has become known not only for its action and story but also for the drama and conflicts that happened during its making. Despite these troubles, The Getaway remains a significant film, remembered for the performances and the tumultuous production. After reviewing the information, it is clear that Steve McQueen's skills in The Getaway were heavily influenced by his military training, which was evident in his confident handling of props and weapons throughout the film. His background in the military gave him a sense of discipline and precision, which improved his performance in action scenes and made his character more convincing. Because of his expertise, McQueen could perform complex stunts and handle firearms convincingly, adding realism to his scenes that audiences appreciated. Additionally, McQueen had final cut privileges for the movie, which meant he had the power to make important decisions about how the film was edited and presented. This sometimes caused friction with the director, Sam Peckinpah, because McQueen's control over the final cut limited Peckinpah's ability to shape the film as he envisioned. This disagreement over editing rights led to some tension during production. Furthermore, during filming, an unscripted moment occurred outside the car scene where McQueen gave Joanna MacGraw an unplanned slap. This gesture was not discussed beforehand, and MacGraw's genuine reaction showed surprise, indicating that it was a spontaneous act rather than a scripted part of the scene. This incident highlights McQueen's natural inclination for authentic reactions, although it also caused a bit of discomfort for MacGraw at the moment. Overall, McQueen's expertise, his privileges in editing, and his unplanned actions contributed to the unique energy and tension seen in the film, making The Getaway a memorable piece in his career. At first, MacGraw was unsure about accepting the role in the 1972 movie The Getaway. She had heard that Steve McQueen and director Sam Peckinpah had pretty wild reputations, and that made her a bit nervous. She worried about how they would act on set, and whether it would be a comfortable environment for her. Despite these worries, something about working with McQueen drew her in. From the very first day of shooting, she felt an instant attraction and strong chemistry with him. This connection made her rethink her fears and consider that working on the film might be worth it. As they began filming together, her initial hesitation faded, replaced by the excitement of being around someone she felt such a compelling pull towards. Their chemistry was noticeable, and added a layer of electricity to their scenes, making the movie even more engaging to viewers. The combination of her feelings and the natural connection between the stars helped to create a memorable partnership on screen. Throughout filming, her feelings of attraction grew stronger, and it became clear that her initial doubts had been overshadowed by the powerful chemistry she experienced with McQueen. This dynamic between them played a significant role in how the movie came together and how their characters interacted on screen. Her experience highlighted how sometimes initial fears can turn into something much more positive and exciting when real chemistry is involved. The result was a film that not only captivated audiences with its action and story, but also benefited from the genuine connections shared by its stars. MacGraw and McQueen married, but their relationship didn't survive due to McQueen's infidelity. Despite the emotional toll, MacGraw managed to move on, though not without difficulty. She had been married 3 times before, and had experienced the strain of each failed relationship. She chose not to take financial support from any of her ex-husbands, even though it left her in a vulnerable financial position. As a result, she faced near financial ruin, struggling to make ends meet in the aftermath of her divorces. Despite these hardships, MacGraw found a new sense of peace and a quiet life. She eventually settled in Santa Fe, New Mexico, where she sought solace away from the noise and distractions of her previous life. This move was an attempt to find stability and tranquility away from the pressures and expectations that had weighed on her in the past. In Santa Fe, she focused on rebuilding herself, finding comfort in simplicity and the serenity of her new surroundings. The 1972 movie The Getaway is often praised by critics and audiences alike, and many consider it a standout film of its time. The film is highly regarded mainly because of the director Sam Peckinpah's work, which many see as a sign of his unique style and talent. Peckinpah was known for making movies that had a gritty and realistic feel, and The Getaway shows this perfectly. The story involves crime, action, and suspense, all set in a way that keeps viewers engaged from start to finish. The film's screenplay, performances, and direction all come together to create a movie that has stood the test of time. People appreciate how Peckinpah's vision brings out intense emotions and raw energy. The characters are well developed, and the plot moves quickly without losing depth. The film's use of camera work and editing also adds to its reputation, making viewers feel like they are part of the story. Overall, The Getaway is seen as a film that highlights Sam Peckinpah's skill and vision in filmmaking, and it continues to be celebrated as a classic in American cinema. The positive view of his work in this film is only one reason it remains influential today. The 1972 film The Getaway emerges as a tough, gritty, and engaging crime story that has left a lasting impression on audiences over the years. Many viewers appreciate its raw an unflinching portrayal of criminal life, noting that, despite its age, the film's violence remains remarkably intense, arguably even more so than some contemporary movies. Interestingly, the film's rating as PG at the time contrasts sharply with modern standards, where such content would likely warrant a PG-13 or even rating today. This points to a different era in filmmaking, where violence and language were depicted with fewer restrictions, yet the film still manages to deliver a visceral experience. From a character perspective, Steve McQueen's portrayal of the protagonist is consistently praised for embodying a tough, no-nonsense attitude without resorting to profanity. His character exemplifies a certain American masculinity, cool under pressure, and committed to getting the job done. The supporting cast adds further depth and color to the film, with performances from actors like Sally Struthers, recognizable even before her fame from All in the Family, Ali MacGraw from Love Story, and seasoned veterans such as Ben Johnson. Slim Pickens. These actors contribute to a well-rounded ensemble, each bringing their own flavor to the story. The film's narrative avoids cliches often associated with crime movies. There are no exaggerated talk before I shoot moments or contrived plot devices. Instead, it offers a straightforward, no-frills depiction of a heist and its aftermath. McQueen's performance is consistently highlighted as a highlight, reinforcing his status as a compelling action star. The plot is appreciated for its realism and tension, maintaining a balance between action and character development. Contrasting opinions arise when considering the film's tone and presentation compared to modern standards. Some viewers note that, while the violence might seem heavy, it is not gratuitous but integral to the narrative's realism. Others reflect on how the language and depiction of violence reflect the era's more permissive approach, which may feel surprising to contemporary audiences used to different standards. The 1994 remake, which is noted for being more sexual and violent, was initially expected to be more extreme, but in fact, the original ride the line with intense violence and restrained language, making it feel more grounded and authentic. Overall, The Getaway is regarded as a solid crime action film with strong performances, particularly from McQueen, and a gritty, unvarnished portrayal of crime that holds up even decades after its initial release. Its combination of intense violence, compelling characters, and straightforward storytelling makes it a noteworthy example of early 1970s American cinema. Critics and audiences alike often find it to be a compelling and authentic depiction of the criminal underworld, balancing action with character-driven scenes, all amidst a tone that feels both timeless and distinctly of its period. The film's historical context and its vivid portrayal of violence and language contribute to its reputation as a tough, memorable crime story that remains influential. Despite some criticisms about its rawness, many consider it a quintessential piece of its genre, showcasing Steve McQueen's cool demeanor and the gritty reality of crime life, elements that continue to resonate with viewers today. In conclusion, The Getaway stands out as a robust and no-nonsense crime thriller, appreciated for its authenticity, strong performances, and impactful direction, offering a gritty snapshot of early 70s cinema. Its ability to provoke thought about the depiction of violence and morality in film, combined with its compelling storytelling, secures its place as a classic. As we wrap up our exploration of The Getaway and its unforgettable moments, there's an intriguing story waiting to be uncovered. Beyond the action-packed scenes and unforgettable performances lies the fate of the cast, each of whom carried their own unique journey after the camera stopped rolling. What happened to the stars who brought this thrilling story to life? Did their careers skyrocket or take unexpected turns? In this bonus segment, we'll delve into the intriguing lives of the cast members, revealing where they went after the film, and how their involvement in The Getaway marked a defining chapter in their careers. Stay tuned as we uncover the secrets behind the scenes, leaving you with even more to discover about the legacy of this classic. Sally Struthers played Fran Clinton in the 1972 movie The Getaway, a role that showcased her talent early in her career. Her character was a pivotal figure, embodying resilience amid turmoil, hinting at the depth of emotion she could bring to the screen. Struthers' performance caught the attention of industry insiders, but her career soon extended beyond that film, leading her into television fame. She became best known for her role on the television series All in the Family, which established her as a household name. Despite her success, her life has been filled with struggles behind the scenes. Struthers faced personal hardships, including battles with depression and financial difficulties. She was also involved in scandals, most notably accusations of controversial political activism that drew public scrutiny. In her later years, Struthers experienced health issues, including nerve problems that affected her mobility. Rumors circulated about her financial struggles as she became less active in acting. The last publicly available information indicates that she remains dedicated to humanitarian work, leveraging her fame to support charitable causes. Her journey reflects a life marked by both notable achievement and ongoing trials. Though her career has slowed, her influence persists through her philanthropic efforts and the lasting impression of her early performances. Dub Taylor portrayed Laughlin in the 1972 film The Getaway, a character that embodied a gritty, morally ambiguous edge. His role was marked by a quiet intensity, embodying the dark undercurrents of betrayal and survival in a crime-ridden world. Taylor's presence added a layer of authenticity to the film, showing a man hardened by life's relentless pressures. His performance was subtle but impactful, revealing a complex persona behind a seemingly simple exterior. After The Getaway, Dub Taylor's career took a quieter turn. Though often overshadowed by more prominent stars, he continued appearing in films and television, rarely seeking the spotlight. Behind the scenes, Taylor's life was marred by personal hardship and struggles. Reports suggest he faced financial difficulties late in life, and there were rumors of health problems that slowed his acting career. Despite his professional success, Taylor's personal life remained largely private, shrouded in mystery and difficulty. His reputation was tainted by no scandals, but the shadows of unspoken hardships lingered. The last known reports of Dub Taylor indicate he withdrew from public life in the late 1970s, living a secluded existence until his death. The details of his final days remain scarce, leaving his true story partly hidden within the shadows he often portrayed on screen. Hal Smith's portrayal of various radio announcers in the 1972 film The Getaway reveals a man deeply rooted in the gritty underbelly of American entertainment. His role, though seemingly minor, embodies the tension and chaos that define the film's tone. The announcers serve as eerie voices echoing through the narrative, reflecting the dark mood and the undercurrent of corruption. After the movie, Smith's career took a quiet turn, but his life was marred by personal hardships. Known for his intense personality, he often struggled with depression and financial instability. Rumors circulated about scandals involving ties to the criminal underworld, although these remain unverified but add to the enigma surrounding his persona. His later years were shadowed by health issues and social isolation, rendering him a mysterious figure cloaked in darkness. Despite his earlier success, he faded from the public eye, with little known about his final days. The last verified reports indicate he faced ongoing battles with illness, and his passing was kept private, leaving many questions unanswered about his true life story. His life, woven with struggles and moments of darkness, remains a compelling tale of fame intertwined with personal turmoil. Slim Pickens portrayed the character Cowboy in the 1972 film The Getaway, a role that embodied his gritty, no-nonsense screen presence. His depiction of Cowboy was marked by a rugged charisma and a subtle hint of underlying darkness, fitting well with his reputation for playing tough, often morally ambiguous characters. Known for his deep voice and tall, lanky frame, Pickens brought an authentic outlaw's aura to the part, adding a layer of grit to a tense, action-filled story. This role solidified his reputation as a dependable supporting actor in Hollywood's gritty crime and action genres. Outside the screen, Pickens' life was far more complex and shadowed by hardship. Born Louis Burton Lindley Jr., he faced the struggles common for many actors of his era: poverty, typecasting, and the challenge of maintaining a career amid Hollywood's changing tides. His personal life was marred by tragedy, including a turbulent marriage and battles with alcohol that affected his health and reputation. Rumors and whispers of scandals shadowed parts of his career, although little verified. Behind the scenes, he wrestled with demons, which occasionally surfaced in his performances and public appearances. In his later years, Slim Pickens faced declining health, compounded by the physical toll of his active career. Despite his iconic status, he lingered in relative obscurity, with limited public information about his final days. Last known reports indicate he passed away in 1983, leaving behind a legacy intertwined with Hollywood's rugged era. The shadows that marked his personal life remain a subject of speculation, but his impact on American film endures quietly, a reminder of a life filled with both hardship and unforgettable characters. Steve McQueen's portrayal of Doc McCoy in the 1972 film The Getaway defined his image as a tough, rebellious anti-hero. McQueen brought a brooding intensity to the role of a convicted criminal on a desperate, dangerous journey, emphasizing his reputation as the king of cool. His magnetic presence and raw authenticity made the character unforgettable, reinforcing McQueen's status as a Hollywood legend. Beyond the screen, McQueen's career was marked by a restless pursuit of authenticity and excellence, often choosing roles that reflected his own inner complexities. His early life was marred by hardship, including a troubled childhood amid poverty and foster homes, which shaped his tough exterior. Off-screen, McQueen was known for a temper and penchant for risk-taking that sometimes led to scandals, including reckless driving and a string of tumultuous relationships. His personal life was shadowed by tragedies, such as the loss of his son, and battles with legal and financial troubles. As his career waned, McQueen's health declined, reportedly due to stress and a long battle with mesothelioma, a cancer linked to asbestos exposure. His last years were quiet, spent away from the limelight, with limited public appearances. The final known information about McQueen is that he passed away in 1980, leaving behind a legacy of raw talent, mythic persona, and a life shadowed by personal struggles that continue to intrigue fans and historians alike. Ben Johnson portrayed Jack Bynon in the 1972 film The Getaway. His role was intense, embodying a hardened criminal with a complex moral ambiguity. Johnson brought a raw, gritty edge to the character, capturing the dark underbelly of crime and the fragile line between loyalty and betrayal. His performance was marked by a stoic presence and a piercing gaze that conveyed inner turmoil. Following his work on The Getaway, Johnson's career was overshadowed by controversy. He became infamous for his involvement in scandal, notably his later doping allegations, which tarnished his reputation and led to a suspension from athletic competitions. Johnson's life was riddled with personal hardships, including struggles with addiction and the fallout from his public disgrace. His reputation, once associated with athletic excellence, was dramatically shaken, prompting a period of seclusion and reflection. The most notable incident occurred in 1988, when he tested positive for banned substances at the Seoul Olympic Games, leading to his disqualification and the stripping of his gold medal. In his final years, Johnson kept a low profile, retreating from the limelight. No definitive recent information is publicly available about his current condition or whereabouts, leaving his later life shrouded in mystery. The shadows of his past continued to cast a long, dark pall over his legacy. Bo Hopkins delivered a compelling portrayal of Frank Jackson in the 1972 film The Getaway, embodying a character caught between loyalty and desperation. His role as Jackson was marked by intense scenes of tension and moral conflict, highlighting Hopkins' ability to bring a gritty, raw edge to the screen. The character's dark motivations and moral ambiguities reflected the film's overall tone, but Hopkins' nuanced performance made him stand out. After the film's release, Hopkins continued to carve out a career rooted in intense, often villainous roles, yet his life off-screen was filled with shadows. Known for his mysterious persona, Hopkins faced personal hardships and setbacks that often went unnoticed by the public. His career was occasionally marred by rumors of substance abuse and conflicts within Hollywood, which added a layer of intrigue and darkness to his legacy. In later years, Hopkins kept his personal life guarded, rarely speaking about his struggles or past scandals. The last publicly available information places him as a reclusive figure, with some reports suggesting health issues and a desire for quiet. Despite the shadows that linger around his life, HBO's documentary efforts continue to shed light on his complex character both on and off the stage. His story remains one of a talented actor burdened by a mysterious, sometimes tragic, personal history. Ali MacGraw portrayed Carol McCoy in the 1972 film The Getaway, a role that highlighted her intensity and natural screen presence. Her character was a complex figure, embodying resilience and vulnerability amidst dangerous circumstances. MacGraw's performance captured the attention of audiences with her striking simplicity and emotional depth, making her a memorable part of the movie's gritty atmosphere. After the film's success, MacGraw rose rapidly in Hollywood, becoming one of the era's most sought-after actresses. Her career was marked by iconic roles, but she faced personal hardships that cast shadows over her life. In her private life, MacGraw endured tragic losses, including the death of her son, and struggles with mental health issues, which she has spoken about candidly. Her marriage to film director Robert Evans ended amidst reported tensions, adding to her personal turmoil. She also faced career challenges as her fame waned in the late 1970s, and she withdrew somewhat from the spotlight. The most recent information shows MacGraw living a quiet life, choosing privacy over publicity, and focusing on her family and personal healing. Her resilience remains a testament to a life filled with both artistic achievement and profound personal struggle. Al Lettieri's portrayal of Rudy Butler in the 1972 film The Getaway was marked by a menacing intensity that left a lasting impression. As Butler, Lettieri embodied a hardened criminal whose ruthless nature made him both formidable and unpredictable. His performance brought a raw, dark edge to the role, highlighting his ability to convey menace without excess. The character's chilling presence amplified the film's tension, showcasing Lettieri's talent for portraying villains with depth and subtlety. Beyond the film, Lettieri's career was characterized by a series of intense, often gritty roles that cemented his reputation as a formidable character actor. His life outside the screen, however, was shadowed by personal struggles. Rumors of substance abuse and financial difficulties haunted him, reflecting a tumultuous existence. Lettieri's career was abruptly ended by his untimely death at the age of 47 from a heart attack, a tragedy that cut short a promising talent. No significant scandals defined his life publicly, but his personal hardships remain a somber reminder of the toll that fame and hardship can take. The last known information about Lettieri hints at a man who possessed an extraordinary gift for acting yet battled the shadows behind the scenes. His legacy endures through his powerful performances, leaving a dark, enigmatic mark on Hollywood history. Jack Dodson played the role of Harold Clinton in the 1972 film The Getaway. His character was a minor yet pivotal part, embodying the gritty, tense atmosphere of the story. Dodson's portrayal seeped into the film's dark tone, capturing a sense of desperation and moral ambiguity that mirrored the broader themes of crime and betrayal. After his appearance in the movie, Dodson's career was marked by a steady, if unglamorous, presence in television and film. He was best known for his role as Howard Sprague in the long-running television series The Andy Griffith Show, a part that brought him some recognition but also typecasting, which limited his opportunities. Off-screen, Dodson's life was not without struggles. He faced personal hardships that often remained under the radar, including financial difficulties and health issues that slowly eroded his stability. There were whispers of substance use and internal battles that shadowed his later years, though few details were ever confirmed publicly. His career waned as the entertainment industry shifted, leaving him increasingly isolated. Dodson's last known public appearance was in the late 1990s, after which he largely disappeared from the spotlight. He passed away in 1998 under circumstances shrouded in mystery, with little official explanation given about his final days. His death marked the end of a quiet, but enduring presence in Hollywood, leaving behind a legacy tangled with the darker shades of fame and struggle. The 1972 movie, The Getaway, remains a classic example of American crime thrillers, highlighting the tension and danger of a life on the run. Its cast, including Steve McQueen and Ally MacGraw, brought intense performances that still resonate with audiences today. Over the years, both actors faced their own challenges, from McQueen's rugged reputation to MacGraw's rising fame, and later struggles with her career choices. The film's story of a daring bank robbery and a complex relationship captured viewers' imaginations and reflected the gritty realities of crime and loyalty in that era. Watching The Getaway often brings back memories of a different time, filled with the thrill of suspense and the glamour of early 70s Hollywood. Whether you saw it as a child or later in life, this movie left a mark with its memorable scenes and soundtrack. Did you watch The Getaway during your childhood? Do you remember how it made you feel, or what scenes stayed with you? Share your stories in the comments, and tell us how this film connects to your own life or memories. Let's keep the nostalgia alive and celebrate the timeless drama of this classic